get a little bit tired of life, like you're not really happy but you don't wanna die, like your body's in the room but you're not really there and you gotta survive. Have you ever felt like that? If it's so, I want you to sit down and join Royal as he embarks on his journey on how to define his own happiness. In my story titled For Me, an original story by Kania. Now allow me to ask you, how do you define that you finally reach your dreams? Is it when you finally reach your life goal? And once you achieve it, are you happy? This kind of questions keep going on and on in the head of a royal Kincaid, a middle-aged man who depending his life over his one and only dream, happiness. Now the question is, what made him happy? Everything began when one day, as he was sitting on his chair, scrolling through his phone, watching some videos of rich people, smiled so happily, showing off their wealth. And this got him short of thinking that maybe having a lot of money would make him happy. So he began to work very hard on his business, and after months he finally gained a lot of money. So then he could buy branded clothes, luxurious cars, or even big houses. But rather he felt happy, he felt empty. So the next day, feeling a little bit stressed with the emptiness, he was sitting on his chair watching some romantic comedy movies in order to refresh his mind. And it suddenly caught him short of thinking that maybe he felt empty because they were lifeless. Which happiness should be coming from something that is alive, like a partner, a love of his life. So then he went to ask his girlfriend out. And after months in being in a relationship, they decided to end it with marriage. Having her in his life, wouldn't he would be happy, right? But he didn't. Somehow he felt incomplete. Hence he was sitting on his chair again, scrolling through his social media as he found that most of his friends on his age right now were having kids. And it caught him short of thinking that maybe a child would complete his life. So within a year, a beautiful princess was coming to complete their lives. Now tell me guys, what in the world that wasn't make you happier when you have the infinity wealth, a beautiful wife, and a small happy family? But again, Royal didn't happy. He felt something is missing from him, which he also didn't know what it was. Then he spent his entire life trying to figure it out. He was so frustrated because he had done everything, but why he got nothing? He just wanted to be happy. But why happiness was so hard to get? Then, what's the point of being alive if you couldn't be happy? So that night, despair led him to standing into his chair, looking at the rope hose hanging on the wall, desperately in tears. And right before he stepped to his death, a reflection of a familiar man on his phone screen caught his eyes. With that exhausted look, the man looked at him pitifully. Royal knew that man. That man was always been with him even longer than anyone else's in his life. But the funny thing is, Royal didn't know anything about him. The man was the one who always been with him, on his up and his down, whenever he was down to his knees or up to the sky, weaving his life and his dreams together. But Royal never thanked him for always staying with him and guide him to not giving up all this time. He has never knew him better because he never loved himself. That phone turned out opening a camera, recording everything that he did, showing reflection of himself, trying to end his life. This whole entire time, he only demanded himself to be happy from things, from others, without realizing that happiness was always been here. It's coming from himself. Guys, let me tell you, when you can't appreciate yourself, you'll end up ignoring things that you think it doesn't matter, but it is. Because you never be grateful to having it. And Royal also realized it. He realized when you seek your happiness on others, it will make you feel alone. But seek it on yourself. You will be happy, even when you're left alone. Because at the end, Royal finally found his source of his happiness, which is to love himself first before the others. This also became the beginning of his successful life story he then tell the world about. My name is Kania. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next story. Bye!